Hi guys, welcome back to the BG Shihai channel, and today I bring you a video about my Narukami Vanquishers deck. So I apologize for not putting out this video earlier, and if you can see in my previous video where I went to Japan, I was a bit busy, so I couldn't put out some videos such as this video as quickly as possible, but I will continue to do more deck lists and more deck fights in the future. So today I'll be just doing my Narukami Vanquishers deck and giving you an in-depth run through of what I run. And I'm so sorry if you guys hear some construction in the background, like some drilling or whatever, because well, my neighbor is currently renovating the house. So never mind, let's just get on with it. So first we go through the main deck, then we'll go through the Jizo. So for now, your starter, very standard. This should be your starter, which is Hydra Draco Kit. So Forerunner is one of the more better Forerunners. So you can choose to run 2 in this deck, but I only run 1. Basically, rest this unit, and then your opponent chooses a card from the drop zone and binds it face up. So if they could not bind, you actually count charge 1 and you choose one of the units with the Thunderstrike ability and gets plus 3k at the end of turn. And then the other ability is Thunderstrike 4 count plus 1, put this into your soul. Choose one of the units, it gets power plus 3k, and then your opponent chooses one of the rear guards and retires it and binds it face up. So basically just binds it face up from rear guard circle. So moving on, we have 7 grade trees. Oops, random Chakra just appeared. So 7 grade trees right here. Put the Chakra back. Anyways, usually you wanna run there's the drilling, so hopefully you guys can hear it, and my voice or like the music, which I will add in later, will drown out the drilling noise. Anyways, we go with Dragonic Vanquisher Sparkling. So first ability is Thunderstrike 4. At the beginning of your right phase, you count charge 1 or also charge 1, and then your opponent chooses a card from his or her drop zone and binds it face up. So basically you get 1 free bind every time you your start of your turn, which is your right phase, and then you either get to count charge 1 or so charge 1, which is really good. And then on the on-strike skill is when your G unit strike, you may pay the cost with count plus 1. Your opponent chooses a card from his drop zone and binds it face up. And then if the G unit strike has a Thunderstrike ability, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards, retires it and binds it face up. So I'll go through later what are the G units with the Thunderstrike ability, such as V-Buster, V-Max, this kind of units where they have the Thunderstrike ability. You can use the second skill. So moving on. We play 3 of the Dragonic Sigmas, Eradicators actually in name, Dragonic Descendant Sigmas. So you usually don't want to play it for the first skill because it says that when a G unit with Eradicator in its original card needs strike. So most of your strikes doesn't have Eradicator in name, or you're not playing Eradicators, you're playing Vanquishers. So Generation Break 1, you play for the second skill, which is GB1, count plus 1, and choose a card from hand, discard it. When the this unit attacks the Vanguard and it doesn't hit, let's just say you strike into not VMAX, not VMAX, you strike into what's that card called? Totally forgot about that card. Oh wow, great. Just strike into freaking a voltage, right? Voltage. Totally forgot about the card. Okay, anyways, you strike the voltage. I'll explain later what voltage does. Basically, if the unit the attack does not hit, you may stand it. So this is a really good pressure card when you're at your opponent's at 5 damage and you want to make Vanguard even more. So that's why you play 3 of these. Moving on, we have the grade 2. So we play a shit ton of grade 2s, but it's very optional which one you play. So I play 3 of Martial Artists. So Martial Artists is pretty standard. You have to play because in case of rush decks such as, let's just say, Grand Blue, freaking Aqua Force, Tyler Assaults, you can play Martial Artists. Or basically any deck that wants to rush you, since you're late game, you're more of a slow paced deck because you have to bind cards in order to get more power. So you play Martial Artists right here. Skill, count plus 1, soul plus 1. When this unit is based on Vanguard Circle, you pay 8 cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards in the front row and retire it and bind it face up. So basically, it's a free bind for you. And then GB1 Thunderstrike 2. This skill is during your turn, this unit get plus 3k when attacking. So basically, it's just 12k Peter, which is pretty fun. play 3. So the drilling is getting really loud right now. Hopefully you guys won't mind it. I'll take a look at footage later and increase the volume and maybe the music volume to try to drown out the drilling. So yeah. Then moving on, we have this unit which is called Circular Blade or Strong Lightning Drizzle. Yeah, I hope I can pronounce it right. We play 4 of these because it's pretty good. So the first skill is when this unit is attacked or when chosen, or if your opponent card, your opponent chooses 1 card from his drop zone and binds it face up. So it's really good. So let's just say skills such as cards that can target her, or like, you know, when you your opponent wants to clear this off the board, the opponent has to bind 1 card from the drop zone if they have. And then last but not least, we have the Rearguard skill Thunder Strike 5 ability. During our turn, this unit gets plus 9k power, so it's basically an 18k attacker, and use it for this skill, which is Con plus 1. You have Vanguard Vanquisher, which obviously you have, and then choose one of your opponent's Rearguard circle, and until the end of this turn, when this unit attacks the Vanguard, it attacks the Vanguard and all the cards on that Rearguard circle. So basically it attacks 2 units instead of just the Vanguard. So it's really good for board clear if you need. So it's really recommended that you play at least 3. So in this I pick 4. Moving on, we have this nice ass dragon right here. So it's basically very simple. His skill is when this unit is based on Rearguard circle generation pick 1, your opponent chooses 1 card from his drop zone and binds it face up. And then the second skill, Thunder Strike 4, Con plus 1. This unit gets plus 2k for each face up, for each bind face up card in your opponent's bind zone. So it's really good on turns on voltage when you want to achieve high power. So it's recommended that you use this skill, his skill. So moving on, we have last but not least the very staple in the deck, Chatras, which is when you want to rush down your opponent, you would use this card. So the first skill, Rearguard skill, is that this unit cannot attack any other unit other than Vanguard. So basically, it only can attack the Vanguard. The other Rearguard skill is when this unit's attacking, it gets plus 3k, so it's a 11k attacker. And the other skill is when this unit attack hits, you may Con plus 1, draw a card, and then your opponent chooses 1 card from his drop zone and binds it face up. So basically, this allows you to get bind pretty quickly in the early game, and your opponent usually will be forced to guard for this because obviously they don't want you to draw cards. But yeah, it's a really good pressure card. Alright, moving on, we have the Great Ones. So the Great Ones, we play 4 perfect guards. So obviously we have to play 4 of the Anastasia. This is the perfect guard that is perfect for Vanquishers, which is the skill is when you uses the skill, which is the perfect guard skill, after the end of the battle. Remember that it's end of the battle, you may draw 1 card. So Thunder Strike 4 is the ability, if you know it was guarded, you may draw a card. So it's pretty simple. As soon as you get Thunder Strike 4, you are able to draw a free card. So basically it's a free perfect guard of the Kanzen. Moving on, we have 3 of the Strike Fodder. So Strike Fodder is pretty standard. You play 3 of him because in case you get, you know, Sigma in your hand, you get 3 Sigma, you wanna search up your correct grade 3 instead. Basically, you just play him and search him up, or you can just discard him on Strike Fodder. And then we play 3 of this Smash Boxer, if I'm not wrong, Dragon. Yeah, Smash Boxer Dragon. Skill is Generation Break 1 when this unit is boosted. When this unit boosts grade 2 or whatever, with the unit with Thunder Strike ability actually. But yeah, basically when you boost, this unit and the unit is boosted cannot be chosen by the effect of opponent card. Basically, it almost gains resistance. Basically the same thing. And then Generation 1 Thunder Strike 3. At the end, this unit boosts. Boot this unit to your soul, and then you may pay the cost. After you do, you draw 1 and count charge 1. So play 3 ideally. And last but not least, we play 2 of these cards. This is pretty standard, just basically Thunder Strike 2. When this unit is based on RC, so plus 1 and draw 1. So basically, it's pretty explanatory, self-explanatory. Alright, moving on, we have the trigger. So trigger is pretty standard. You may be flexible with the trigger. So basically, this is the STO4 trigger, because Narukami doesn't have a binding trigger. You know, the contrast one and soul charge one, the binding one. But so basically, just play for this trigger, for the heal triggers. So in this deck, I actually play 8 crits, 2 draws, and 2 stands. So ideally, you want to actually play 8 crits and 4 stands. The draw is not really necessary, but if you want to, it is possible. But I prefer the stands. But in this deck, I don't have enough stands because I can't find it anywhere. So I play 8 crits, 2 draws, 2 stands, and 4 heals. So the crits pretty standard. You ideally want to play the, you know, when your Vanguard attacks your Vanquishers, you put this unit into your soul, your Vanguard plus 5k and you draw 1. So I play 4 of that. And then you play 4 of these crits. Just put this crit into your soul, choose a unit plus 3k, is pretty standard. And then the draw triggers, this cute bird right here, and 2 of the stand triggers. So the stand triggers, why do I play the stand triggers? Because it's pretty good. It's a reshuffler stand trigger, GB1. When a unit is, your opponent's unit is placed from rearguard circle to the bind zone, you may activate the skill, which is put this unit at the top of the deck, shuffle, draw 1 and contract 1. So basically it's pretty okay. So ideally you want to play at least 2 or 3, but if I had the choice, I'll obviously play 4. Alright, so now moving on to the G deck. First, you can see that I play 5 G guards and then the rest are G units. So we'll just go through them one by one, following with the G units first. So first, we obviously have the first strike, which is usually a first strike, Dragonic Vanquishers BB Buster. So the skill is Soul Blast 1, choose a face down card from your G zone, same card as this unit, turn this up. Then your opponent chooses 1 card from his rear guard and the drop zone and binds them face up. So basically, you bind one of your opponent's rear guard and one from the opponent's drop zone. So you can activate this stand trigger skill if you have it. And then if the opponent, if your rear guard is greater than your opponent's, you choose 3 of your units and they plus 3k until the end of turn. And then Generation Break 3, Thunder Strike 7. So if you are at Generation Break 3, that means, let's just say you let your opponent strike first, and then you G-guarded or whatever, you may you get the Generation Break 3 Thunder Strike 7, you may use the skill, which is all your primary units gets 5k in addition to 3k, and then these units gets 1 crit 1 drive, so basically quad drive with 2 crits. So ideally you want to play at least 4. You have to play 4 at least. Alright, so moving on, we have Voltage. So yeah, sorry for forgetting the name earlier, because I'm a dumbass. So yeah, moving on. If you realize that V Buster right here has Thunder Strike ability, so you can use the skill of your strike skill of what is called sparking. Yeah, sparking basically. Where you come plus 1, you choose a rear guard and bind it face up, and choose a card from your opponent's drop zone and bind it, he binds it face up too. But for Voltage, you only can choose, when you strike, you only can choose 1, not you choose, but your opponent only can choose 1 from the drop zone and bind it face up, because they cannot choose their rear guard, because Voltage doesn't have Thunder Strike ability. So yeah, please take note of that. And then Voltage skill is once per turn, you choose a face down card as the same name as this unit and turn it face up. Then when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, it must hit. The opponent chooses 1 of his rear guards, retires it, and you choose 2 of the cards from the opponent's drop zone and bind it face up. And basically you usually want to use it for the second skill, but yeah, the first skill is good, but the second skill is the better one, which is GB3. All your units in the front row get power plus 3k for each card in your opponent's bind zone. So this can act as your finisher, especially when you combo it with Sigma or other cards, such as I said just now, the Plasma Dragon right here. You can combo it with Plasma Dragon, you can combo it with Sigma right here. It's pretty good to end your opponent. So yeah, moving on, play for that. So moving on, we play one of these useless card, because I have nothing else to fill in. You can actually switch it out for another VMAX. So I play only 1 VMAX, you can play 2 if you want, or you can switch it out for Drachma. So Drachma is pretty standard, you can play it if you want. And then, so this card, Thunder Strike 3, so it has the Thunder Strike ability. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you get 10k power plus 10k, and then if the attack hits at the end of battle, if the attack hits, you may count plus 1. Yeah, you may count plus 1, and if you do, for every 2 cards your opponent binds zone, your opponent chooses one of its rare cards, retires it, and binds it face up. Okay, from what I see in the card, you don't have to let it hit. Yeah, so sorry. So when this unit attacks the Vanguard, it gets 10k, and then count plus 1 at the end of the battle, you may pay the cost. If you do, for every 2 cards in your opponent binds zone, your opponent chooses one of its rare cards and retires it and binds that card face up. So it's alright, it's a good first strike if you want. So let's just say you don't want a first strike voltage, you can first strike into this guy if you want. So we will play 1, maximum you can just play 2, you don't really have to play more than him. So moving on, we play 1 VMAX. So I have the SGR version, which looks pretty neat. So Generation Break 3, Dance Strike 5, Count Blast 2 at the end of this battle that this unit attack Vanguard. If your opponent has no rear guards, you may pay the cost, which is Count Blast 2, and then you choose one of your opponent's Vanguard and deal 1 damage. So basically, if your opponent's at 5 damage and he has a lot of rear guards on field, you can strike into him, and then basically you attack with this unit, and then it targets all the rear guard circles, almost all. It depends on how many face up Vanquisher cards that you have. So the second skill is which I'll explain. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's RC for each face up card with Vanquisher in its card name in the G zone, and it battles both the Vanguard and the units chosen on the chosen RC in one attack. So basically, if you have, let's just say, 4 face up Vanquishers, such as, you know, Voltage, not Voltage or VMAX, Voltage or VMAX, either one there, because they're both Vanquishers in me, so it doesn't really matter. This unit battles each rearguard circle that the opponent has. So let's say the opponent has 4 rearguard circles, we have 4 face up Vanquishers, you just attack with this Vanguard, it targets all of the circles. So your opponent will be forced to at least guard for the Vanguard, and at the same time his rearguard. If not, he will die. So let's just say if your opponent's at 5 damage, he or she obviously needs to guard because of the first skill Count Blast 2 at the end of the battle that this unit attack Vanguard. If your opponent has no rearguards left, you Count Blast 2 and just deal 1 damage. So this is not damage restricted, by the way, so it's not like Dust or the Purge where you have to have you know, less of 4 damage or less than you can deal 1 damage. No. This is just basically deal 1 damage to your opponent's Vanguard. So it's pretty good. You ideally want to play 1 of him. You can play 2 if you want. As I said, you can switch out for this useless card if you want. So we other than that, with the last card we play the GB8. So GB8, you can play the Narukami Rush build GB8, which is when this unit is placed on Vanguard circle, you retire all rearguards of all fighters. That means you retire yours too, and then bind all the cards in your opponent's drop zone face up. And until end of this turn, this unit gets all your units on the rearguard or Vanguard circle get 2k for each card in all fighters bind zone. So you have to take note that number 1, this unit gets all your unit gets plus 2k continuous for each card in all fighters bind zone. Means including yours, if you have if you have some cards binded, you get all your units get 2k. So in addition to your bind zone and your opponent's bind zone, all your units get 2k. So it's not just your front row. So this is a really scary GB8. If your opponents have 5 damage, they'll be forced to at least have 3 Kanzens or even more on perfect guard, because just use Sigma, as I said, for this skill. So it's really beneficial that you play at least the 1 GB8. Alright, so we move on to the G guards. This G guards is not the ideal G guard because you can choose to play 2 of this FCG guard in which IV that you get. Alright, so first we'll go through this G guard, which is Supreme Dragon and Deep Dragon, which is one of the better G guards in this deck. So Generation Break 1, choose a G Guardian from the G Zone, turn face up. When this unit is based on Guardian Circle, you can put the cost. If you do, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retires it. And then one retires it and binds it face up. So basically just binds it face up. And then if the number of rear guards is less than your opponent's by 2 or more, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retires it. So basically, if your opponent has more than 2 or more rear guards, he chooses 1 rear guard to bind first, and then the second one is to choose another rear guard to retire. So it's pretty good. It's a really good card skill. but in this meta, this deck is not really popular because resist. Almost every deck has a resist card, and it gives resist to almost all their units on the rearguard circle, so it doesn't really matter. So it is very situational. So ideally you want to play 2, you can switch him out for another, you can switch this guy out for another of him if you want, but only play 1 in this deck. Alright, moving on, we have Voltwalk Dragon. So it's pretty standard. This is one of the other good G-Guards that you have. Down strike 3, this unit gets 10 shield plus 10k when it's placed on Guardian Circle. And then the second skill is at the end of the battle that this unit is placed on Guardian Circle. For every 4 cards in your opponent's bind zone, 4 cards, choose 1 up to rest rearguard in your opponent's front row and retire it. So if your opponent whacks or beats with their rearguards first, so let's just say they have a left column rearguard, they beat it, their right column rearguard attack, and then they, last but not least, they use the Vanguard to attack. You may G-Guard with this, so it's a 35k shield. G-Guard, you probably have done a strike 3 by that point. And then at the end of the battle, you choose 2 of their front rows and retire it. But remember, it's for each 4 cards in your opponent binding zone. So if you don't have 4, I mean, if you have 4, you can retire. If you only have, like, you know, 5 or 6, you only can retire, or 7, you only can retire 1 in the opponent, in their front row. Opponent's rearguard front row. So yeah, moving on, we have, last but not least, we play this guy. So this guy is just a free 25k shield for you. His name is Wisdom Creator Brahma, if I'm not wrong. So basically the skill is choose 2 cards with different grades in your drop and bind them up. So you can choose a grade 3, grade 2, a grade 1, grade 3, grade 2, grade 1, whatever, grade 0 or grade 1, whatever. There's a lot of combinations. So basically just choose 2 different cards with different grades. And then when you see this place a Guardian Circle, you just pay the cost, and then this unit gets shield plus 10k, so it's basically a free 25k shield. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my deck review, and I hope to see you guys leave a comment on whatever I missed out. Maybe there's some combos that you would like to, you know, see in my future deck fights or whatever. And thank you so much. I should have done this in my earlier video, but thank you so much for 100 subscribers, and I hope to bring more content to you guys in the future, because I plan to, you know, pump up more videos in the future and keep the channel going, basically. So yeah, thank you very much. I hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is VG Shihai, and I am out. Peace.